Well, welcome everybody to our video about our upcoming event on High Cashflow Rentals. We're going to hold this in Atlanta, Georgia, and it'll be on Saturday, the 18th of March. So, what we're going to teach you and you're going to learn is how to find, analyze, fund, manage, and exit rental real estate investments with minimum risk and maximum profits. So we're going to go over basic and advanced investing concepts. We're going to teach you how to create value. We're going to talk about creating value like true investors create value. You're going to learn to create cash flow, much more cash flow than typically, using simple buy and hold strategies. And you can start this business part-time and actually keep your day job and build a cash flow-based life and retirement plan instead of the bogus plan you're being taught about, which is an asset-based plan. And here's the best part. Most of you live in Georgia. You live in the Southeast. The Southeast is the best area of the country to do this. In fact, your friends in the West Coast or New York or Boston, they can't even do what we're going to teach you. And you're going to learn how our Renatus education and community can help you throughout this process. So hello, my name is Bill Omi. I live in Greensboro, Georgia. And I'm an investor, a lifetime student, a coach, and most importantly, a value creation expert. So I've been doing real estate investing for about 16 years. I've completed over 100 deals and got a few rental properties. But here's the cool thing. My business was unaffected by the 2008 crash. How many real estate investors do you know were making money right through the crash? In fact, some of my best rental units were purchased as REOs from the banks that were dying to get rid of them. And if you're not realizing 30 to 50% cash flow on your rentals by creating huge value for everybody involved, then you should come to our presentation. And I create wealth by helping others. It's the best business of all. And you can see some of my houses spread around this page, but my catchphrase is, I didn't know what I didn't know. I thought I pretty much knew everything about real estate. Then when I found this group, I realized I had a lot to learn. So why are we going to talk about high cash flow rentals? What are we going to learn about? Well, first thing we're going to learn about is creating massive income. Now that's actually capital gains. You can see the big checks. Everybody's seen the big checks, but more importantly is the passive income. Folks, if you don't have lots of passive income in your life, you owe it to yourself to see what we're doing. So here we go. We're going to create massive and passive income, but I'm going to show you how to create wealth instantly with the stroke of a pen. Okay, so let's go over some of these concepts here. There's 4 levels of real estate investing. There's wholesaling, fixing and flipping, buy and hold, and money lending. Now, the progression here is the first 2 levels, which is where most people stop because they watch a TV show, fix this house, flip and flop, flip, whatever those shows are. That is earned income. Now you can make a lot of money doing it, but it's still a job. If you stop working, when does the money stop rolling in? Immediately. The goal is to get from earned income down to wealth creation and passive income. Your wealth will actually create your passive income, because that's going to take you from having a job, which most people never get past, to creating a legacy. Okay, so we're going to learn about why is buy and hold so important. Well, first of all, population growth. Demand for basic housing is insatiable. Everybody wants to move to the United States. Everybody needs a roof over their head. 2 is the government provides huge incentive for investors to produce housing because the government is lousy at producing housing. Does anybody want to live in government housing? Are you kidding me? So there's depreciations, long-term capital gains, ways to leave your properties tax-free to your heirs. It's huge. This is a big concept that most people don't get. In this country, we tax income, but we don't tax wealth. So if you can learn to create wealth without ever creating income, you don't pay a dime in taxes. We're going to go over that. Create wealth instantly. You don't have to buy a stock, a bond, or a mutual fund and hope it goes up in value. You can create $20, $30, $40, $50, $100,000 worth of wealth with the stroke of a pen. Then you're going to maximize cash flow, and that puts you in control. This is what wealthy people do. Okay, so high cash flow rentals. We're going to learn how to find the deals. The deals are all over. In fact, if you live in Georgia, you're tripping over the deals. Analyze the deals. I'll give you a 3-step process. You can analyze the deals on the back of a napkin. How to fund the deals. This is the easiest part of all. You learn what we're teaching here, you will have people chasing you, wanting to fund your deals. Manage the deals. That's important because you want to be able to manage your properties, manage your tenants, manage your investments, and finally, exit the deals. So let's talk a little bit about cash flow from a standpoint of not only retirement, but life. So most people are focused on an asset-based retirement. That's where they're going to do what? They're going to save, save, save. But wealthy people know that it's cash flow that makes a difference. So under asset-based retirement plan, you need to save, you need to scrimp, you need to do without, you need to eat dog food or beans and rice and beans. In fact, if you're going to live 20 years after you retire and you need $10,000 a month, you better be putting away $2.4 million. How's that working for you? It's almost impossible. So if you move over to the cash flow based model, you're going to learn to create value rather than try to save your way to prosperity. And creating value is infinite. We're talking about an abundance mindset. This is huge. Under your current retirement plan, actually your life plan, you have to be old to retire. How miserable is that? Whereas if you concentrate on cash flow and wealth creation and value creation, you get to retire whenever you want. This is huge. If you're on the 401k, the IRAs, the government and Wall Street roller coaster, you have to have money to invest. You have to go earn money somewhere and then invest it and hope it goes up in value. Whereas wealthy people know that you can create cash flow with little or no money. You can create cash flow out of thin air. This is another huge one. Under the present model that most people are under, once they retire, their nest egg starts to become depleted because they go from contributing to those accounts to depleting those accounts. Whereas under cash flow, your portfolio continues to grow because you never touch the assets, you only touch the cash flow. So under the old model, the obsolete model, Wall Street, who you give all your money to, is in control of your future. How's that feel? But if you concentrate and learn what we're going to teach you on cash flow, you are in control. You don't care about those crooks on Wall Street. Okay, so let's give you an example of cash flow versus assets. This little house, one of my little houses in Georgia, is worth more than $500,000. And you say, no, come on. Well, of course it is. But here's the deal. It costs $28,000, it's worth $80,000, but it rents for $650 a month. So let's look at how it's worth more than $500,000. And we're going to teach you how to do this. If you have $500,000 in cash and you put it in the bank, you're going to make 1%. So congratulations, you'll have $416 a month to live on. Whereas this little house, without much effort, can easily yield $500 a month. So you're going to have more cash flow from a $28,000 investment than a $500,000 investment. But it gets better because the $500,000 in cash is constantly depreciating. It's called inflation. In fact, because your government and your banks are so corrupt, the Federal Reserve has lowered the interest rate below the rate of inflation. So savers are actually losing money every month. That normally wouldn't happen under a free market because lenders would not lend below the rate of inflation. But compliments of the central banks, all you savers out there are getting eviscerated in order to pay off the banks and take care of the Wall Street guys. But the house, because it's an asset, it reflects that depreciation and it appreciates, the depreciating dollars, I should say. And then you're going to use something called the the velocity banking strategy to pay off those little houses. So you're going to pay off houses in 3-4 years rather than 10 to 20 years like you're taught to with the banking system. Okay, so take a look at what the tenants, here's some of my tenants, and this is how I help people with this high income rentals. Okay, these folks are thrilled with the deals. In fact, you can see this people over here, they searched for a whole year for the deal that I got them. So what are you doing in your community? What are you doing with your money? Are you giving it to some guy in Wall Street that's basically skimming off the top every day? Or are you helping others? Okay, so come on to our high cash flow rental presentation. This is Saturday the 18th, and it's from 9:30 to 4 p.m. It's going to be at the Hilton Atlanta Northeast. You see the address. The investment for this presentation, this is an all-day presentation, is $50. So get signed up while we still have seats. Contact the person who sent you this video and get the sign-up link and get more information. So my name is Bill Omi. I'm going to be your host for this presentation. I hope to see you there, and get down to our presentation on high cash flow rentals and become a cash flow based person, not an asset liability based person. It will change your life. I will see you there.